Welcome to New in Duke Blue, where we introduce new Duke leaders to the staff and faculty to help others get to know the people who are helping set the course for the university's second century. My name is Antwan Lofton, and I'm excited to welcome Kim Taylor, Vice President and General Counsel for Duke, as our guest today. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So, Kim, that is a loaded title. Vice President, General Counsel. For those out there who might not be sure what that role does, educate us. What is the role of a General Counsel?
The General Counsel role is one at a university that is, I think, not well understood, certainly outside of higher ed, and maybe not always in the institutions or even among ourselves. And I think of the role of the General Counsel as being a facilitator role. Our job is to help accomplish the goals of the president, to help the university to facilitate cutting-edge research for its academics, to help the university navigate, and the university does this through various offices of audit and compliance, of human resources, with research integrity, to help the university navigate the complex web of regulations that apply to universities. But really, to me, to boil down what it is, our job is to help the institution and our colleagues accomplish their goals in a way that allows us to do new and hard things.
Wonderful. So as we are turning the page, there's 100 years behind us now, and we're looking to that next chapter of Duke's future. I want to go back a little bit and talk about the earlier years of Kim Taylor and the individuals who sewed into your life to help shape and make who you are today. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I have been incredibly fortunate to have worked for many great leaders. Coming out of college, I went to work for Procter & Gamble. I thought I was in their health and beauty care. I sold Crest toothpaste and built Pepto-Bismol displays. And I think I thought I wanted to go to law school, but I had not had a business background, and I was interested in working for one of America's top companies. And I think there were two lessons that I took from that that really stuck with me. So one, there are great benefits of working for storied institutions. You work with really smart people who are interested in doing what they do better every day. They are well resourced as a rule, right? Which doesn't mean money's flowing, but it means that people are disciplined about making sure where resources are allocated. They invest in talented people, and there are strong corporate values. So that was something that I saw and really benefited from at Procter & Gamble. Importantly, I was not at their headquarters in Cincinnati. I was in their San Francisco location. And as somebody coming out of college, being in a satellite part of a large institution means that it is more leanly staffed and allows for people to take more responsibility because there are just fewer people. So when I graduated from law school, I took that experience and looked for a blue chip law firm, but I was open to going to a blue chip law firm in a growing office where they might not have a pool of associates, and I might be able to get a little bit more mentoring and a little bit more responsibility. And so that is how I landed at Kirkland & Ellis as they were opening their New York office.
So I will ask, over the past year, maybe year and a half now that I look at the calendar, we've welcomed a lot of new people to the Research Triangle Park. So, what has been your highlight when you're not being the general counsel and you're not being the attorney? What have you started to learn and really enjoy about being here in the Durham area?
So that's a great question, and that is really, excuse me, that is really some of the draw about this position for me, was the opportunity to move to a new part of the country, to observe Duke's role in North Carolina and in Durham, and in the New South. And I have, in my time off, I have been exploring some of the hiking trails. I've been going for long walks in Duke Forest. Stephanie Williams encouraged me to go to the Durham Museum of History, and I did that. And I enjoy walking tours. I enjoy learning the history of the area. That is something that makes me feel more at home in an area. And so I am excited both to do that on the outdoors and particularly the history. I was a history major undergraduate, and that is my way of bringing understanding and order to an institution and to an area.
So, Kim, one of the things that our audience and myself may not know a lot about is what metrics could possibly be in place for a vice president or general counsel. So let's just look back in your career. What was one of your most proudest moments or something that just stands out to you that has happened in your career as a general counsel or an attorney for that matter?
I think perhaps my proudest moment as a corporate lawyer, as a transactional attorney, was that my first in-house job, which was as a general counsel for a university, I was recruited into that job after being across the table from that institution. And I think why I find that so meaningful is that, to me, it personifies the way that I think an in-house lawyer can be most effective, which is not as a scorched earth negotiator, not as somebody who has all the answers or who is the decision maker, but somebody who can listen to the goals of both parties and help identify ways that these parties may get to their goal more effectively, and that I think that as colleagues, even across disciplines, that something that we do that is important in-house is for us to be listening and to really help our clients make sure that we identify the client's goal and what the client wants to do, and that we also are bringing it back to the institution and to the institution's culture and values and goals.
Wonderful, thank you. Staying in that vein there with the values and the goals, why Duke?
There's so many things that made this opportunity at Duke exciting. Duke is just watching the way Duke handled last year with protests. Duke was right off the bat. Duke responded with programmatic, with the Provost series on an educational and discussion series to help bring people together to talk about hard issues. Duke's emphasis on the whole person, the focus on undergraduate teaching, on the undergraduate experience, the emphasis on faculty governance, the fact that for Duke, student athletics are such an important part of the culture and the experience, and athletics is at a time of transition. and that for Duke and Duke Hospital, we have some of the best researchers in the world, and healthcare is in a period of transition. So the opportunity to come in here as counsel and work with a team to facilitate all of those goals was really appealing.
Wonderful. Well, Kim, thank you so much for carving out some time to meet with us today. I'm sure the audience enjoyed learning just a little bit more about Kim Taylor, and we feel a little safer knowing that you are at the helm. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening, we now know who is new in Duke Blue. Thank you.